Was kind of some conversation post game about the play that Steph got hurt. I mean, you're a gritty type player that's diving for loose balls. What was kind of your view of how that went down?
I think Marcus Smart just wanted the ball. I don't know. I don't think it was a dirty play. He could have probably been a little more cautious. But when you play that hard and all you know is to do that, it's kind of like me diving over the scoreboard for the ball. If I had time to think about it, I probably wouldn't do it, but it's just a natural instinct. So we all know that's Marcus Smart, though. That's how he plays. He plays gritty, 50-50 balls. I think there was a statistic we talked about prior to the game that they're like number 4 in the league and getting 50-50 balls. So unfortunately, Steph was a casualty of that. But that's part of the game, right? So, yeah.
Juan, what are the things about their defense that make them so hard to play? Because their defense has been the best in the league for the last couple of months.
They're a pretty big team. I mean, they got 2 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" wings. They got some mobile bigs, so they can switch a lot of stuff. And so that's what makes it easier for them. When you can switch pin downs, when you can switch ball screens, to hell with the game plan, right? Just keep the ball in front of you and be aggressive on the switches. And I'm pretty sure that's what they do. When you got a team that versatile, then it's easy to guard. And I think when we're clicking, we can do stuff like that too. You know, we got a lot of versatile guys, a lot of guys who can guard multiple positions. And tonight they showed that though. So, shout out to them. They're a really good team.
Juan, you guys have gone through your fair share of injuries. What was it like now after seeing what Steph went through there?
I'm not sure the severity of, what's happened to Steph. He's a trooper, though. I'm sure he'll be all right. But it's a part of the game. It happens. Unfortunately, it's happening to us a lot lately, but we talk about our depth. So we have to make that come alive. We can't just talk about it, from the start or from the beginning or from the first guy to the last guy, myself on the bench. We all got to come ready to play and ready to compete. So, injuries are a part of the game. You got to take the punches on the chin and keep rolling.
Jordan Poole, I think, had 19 in the third quarter. Who knows if Steph's how long he might be out, but just what do you need to keep getting from him, which he's kind of been giving you lately?
I think he just got to keep being him. He's a really good player. I've always been a big fan of his. His third year in the league, Steph's in his 12th, 13th year. That's a huge difference in maturity and being able to lead a team. I don't expect to get the leadership that we have from Steph from Jordan Poole. Now, that's not any knock to Jordan Poole. I'm not saying he's not capable, because he's very capable. But, Steph has been in this league 13 years doing this stuff. So, I think he's got to keep playing his game, keep being aggressive, keep making shots for us, keep making plays for us. I tell him all the time, I'm excited to see him grow and, continue to grow. This year and so on. I think he can be a really, really good player in this league. And maybe there'll come a time where he has to, demonstrate leadership, demonstrate him being, kind of the head of the snake sometimes. I think he demonstrated that tonight in the third quarter. But, I'll challenge him to do that for a full game as opposed to just for a couple of minutes. I'm always trying to challenge him to be a better player, be a better, teammate. And bring all the intangibles, the stuff that doesn't show up in the box score and on the stat sheet. So I don't know. The sky's the limit for Jordan Poole. And beyond that, I'm a huge fan. I'll continue to speak highly of him and hope that he continues to grow. Cool. Have a good night.
Jordan, how would you describe the defense that they played on you guys in the first half?
It was good defense, aggressive. Yeah, but we knew that coming in.
Did you see what happened on the play where Steph got hurt?
I didn't.
Did you feel there was an adjustment over here? Sorry. Did you feel there was an adjustment you had to make specifically from the first half to the second half that allowed you to get going in that third quarter? Was there anything different? Shots going in, attacking more? What?
Nah, just play my game.
Jordan, you guys cut it to 10 going into the fourth. What was sort of the key to them stretching that back out again when you guys made a little run there?
Yeah, we played with a lot of pace. We were able to kind of pick up the tempo a little bit. It's just a game of runs. We were able to get on a really good run, closing out that third quarter. I want to say we cut it to 10. Gave a good push. The crowd got into it. Really helped us a lot. We just got to find a way to execute and finish down the stretch.
How would you describe your zone that you get into when you get going like that?
Can't yet. I can't. I'm still trying to figure it out. Just locked in, to be honest. Draymond and Loon just told me to be aggressive, and that's all I really could do. Obviously, with Steph being out and being a lead guard. So, I mean, I don't got no answer for you yet, but I was definitely locked in.
Draymond's got a couple more minutes tonight, but how much do you sense that he's getting comfortable out there again and just each game continue to do so?
Yeah. Looks good from what I'm seeing, and it feels like he hasn't been out when I'm at least playing with him and we're in our actions and we're having him on the court. He's such a huge part to our team, and we know that, he knows that, and it's good to have him back for sure.
Did you see Steph down there post game?
Down where?
Locker room.
Maybe.
What is the general? I mean, is there a high level of concern, do you feel, in the locker room?
I didn't even see the play. I'm not even sure, to be honest. I mean, obviously, we're going to hope he's okay because we need him and we don't want to see anybody get hurt. But, I mean, I'll probably just ask the same questions you asking me when I go down there.
Draymond, what's the frustration level of, Clay comes back, you go out, you come back, Steph goes out?
It sucks. But sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, and you gotta figure it out and deal with it. But boy, I mean, it's rough. Sucks for sure. Unfortunate.
What are your thoughts on Marcus Smart's dive?
I'd expect Marcus Smart to make that play. He plays hard. I can't call that a dirty play, as unfortunate as it is. If it was a dirty play, I would have went and dove into his head. I had a pretty great look on the play. I was right up top. Maybe unnecessary, but that's the most I can call it. Unnecessary. But I can't call it a dirty play. The ball's on the floor. At every level of basketball, we're taught to dive on the floor and go after the ball. And that's what Marcus did. So I can't call it a dirty play. I will say it was probably an unnecessary dive because if you don't go through him, then you don't get the ball because the ball is literally in front of him. So if anything, you can say it was unnecessary, but I can't call that a dirty play. And like I said, I'd expect if you said someone dove for the ball, Steph was trying to get it on the Celtics team, there was a loose ball, someone came and dove for it, he hurt his foot. I'd tell you right away, Marcus Smart dove for it. But in saying that, I can't say he was dirty for diving for the ball. I thought he was going after the ball, which he came up with the ball. And so if anything, you kind of just tell yourself like, I ain't going to do that because of what could happen, but I can't say he was being dirty.
Did you see the play with Marcus and Clay?
Nah.
At the rim there?
I mean, I was right there. I saw the kick. But, shit happens. I've kicked somebody before. So it is what it is.
Steve was saying before the game that, you guys still haven't found your defense again. But in the first half, you saw a great defense. What did Boston bring defensively that made it so difficult for you guys?
Yeah, I thought our defense was really good. They ended up scoring 110 points, but for the most part, they was around 80, 90 points. We just couldn't buy a bucket. And now saying that, you have to give our defense a lot of credit because they sped us up early. And then once you speed someone up early, those shots that's open don't feel so open because everything's just kind of sped up and in a rush. And so if they did anything well, I think they did a good job of switching, making us take tough shots, and they had us in a hurry. And once you get in a hurry, it's kind of hard to settle in. I thought we settled in a little bit there in that third quarter, and we made a run. But for the most part, they kind of had us sped up, and then we missed open shots. And we got a lot of open shots, but we just missed them. But, that is also a byproduct of their defense. Now, 8 turnovers. I think we did a lot of things well. We just couldn't hit shots. So you got to get our defense some credit. They've been building around that. They got Al Horford doing what he's doing, and Robert Williams sitting behind patrolling everything. And so, I think it's something that, if we were to see these guys again, I think it's something that we can figure out. But tonight it was different, and they did an incredible job, and you have to give them a lot of credit. Ime's doing a great job with that team. They started off pretty shitty, and the way they've turned their season around, they're really putting it together. So you got to give those guys a lot of credit.
Were you able to talk to Steph at all and get a feel for how he's feeling?
No, I haven't talked to him yet. So I really don't know.
Draymond, you guys have, you've been through the playoff fire. That felt like a playoff type of defense. How do you feel about this offense and how it will handle it? Looks like a lot of jumpers and a lot of perimeter stuff. Do you feel like because you haven't had the players you're gonna have at the end of games playing together, that might be something to worry about?
I think anytime you can't, you haven't had the opportunity to play together, it's a worry. Like we said before, it seemed like every time we get someone back, someone else go out. So that's definitely a worry because one of the most important things on offense is continuity and consistency, and we haven't been able to build that for the most part. So that is 100% a worry. I'm not worried so much about that was a playoff defense and we struggled tonight. Like, that's fine. Playoffs, you make adjustments, you figure stuff out. Like, I don't doubt that we could figure that out. But tonight it was a challenge. And so, like I said, if there's any worry, it's the lack of continuity and the lack of consistency and figuring out our rotations and different lineups that we're going to use. But I don't worry that we struggled against a playoff defense.
Draymond, how are you physically? Are you ready to take on more minutes on Sunday? Do you expect to start?
I mean, with Steph going out, that kind of changes things. Somebody leave a game limp and go get an MRI. I don't expect him back Sunday. And so that definitely changes things. So maybe I probably will be starting, especially if he's out. But I feel fine physically. The way we've tried to approach this is so I'm not sitting a long stretch. And then I started the second half because Steph was out and sat long stretch. And coming back, it was rough, So if anything bothered me, as far as my physically, it was that. But I feel great. I feel fine.
When you come off from sitting for a long stretch, what is it that
just stiff?
Yeah.
It's hard to get back loose after that. With what I've been dealing with. So that's what we've been trying to protect against, and that happened tonight, unfortunately, but it's all good. I feel good.
Michigan State plays Davidson on Friday. You and Steph watching the game together? Any bets? Any trash
I'm not
talk?
sure he want to watch the game with me. I ain't that fun to watch a game with when my team is kicking your team ass. So I don't know if he really want to watch the game with me. but go green.
Draymond, what have you thought of how Jordan has kind of adapted to all these different asks and changes? When Clay was out, you were out, Steph goes out in this game. What do you think of his?
I think he's doing a great job, and I think he still has a long way to go, which is exciting because he's very skilled, very talented, and most importantly, he work hard. I was just telling Andre on the bench today, like, that kid can be so good if he just take the time to slow down and figure it out, which I would think he will. And, the first thing Andre said, man, you're not lying. And the crazy thing is he has the work ethic to go with it. You run into a lot of guys in this league that don't have the work ethic to figure it out. That's the least of his worries. So I think he's doing an incredible job adapting, and he's going to be really good for us as he continues to grow. I mean, he had 0 turnovers tonight. That's impressive. He had the ball the whole game, so he's figuring it out. He's going to be really good for a long time.